Welcome back to Craft Stick Bending. I'm Brad Griffith, and this doesn't have much about craft stick bending or craft sticks, as it is just my way of teaching people how to use an axe properly. And often I come out to my wood pile and I'm looking for a certain size of wood, and so I'm always carving and hacking and chopping. So if you're having to do that for craft stick bending or making craft wood down to a size where you can bend it, this is one of the potential ways to do that. First thing, I've already broken my first rule, or the first rule, or somebody's rule about having at least 10 feet around the perimeter so that you don't hit something. I've always had this here, know what I'm doing. But one of the other rules is wear a good pair of boots. If in fact you do happen to slip, it'll go into the boot, and that boot will help protect you a little bit more than tennis shoes or flip-flops or something. So good pair of boots, good pair of gloves that fit well, that that do the job for you. They help me grip onto the axe and helps it be successful. So one of the other really good keys is having a sharp axe. So it's always better, if you're going to cut something, and if there is an accident, to cut yourself with a sharp blade and make the cut clean, and then a dull blade and make the cut really like a hacksaw. So one of the other things that is important, and unfortunately this wood that I'm cutting happens to be painted, but I do know it's cedar, so it splits really well. I do know that there isn't very many knots in it, because I can tell by the image under the paint. I would recommend, if you do get a lot of wood you're going to split and it's got a lot of knots in it, I would just use that for the big bulky fire pit, fireplace. Knots don't split very well. I'm after making some thin shims and thin pieces of wood, so no sense knocking yourself out on a few knots. Get it? Okay, so, and then the other thing is, you want to grab it down here. If you're like this, you're opening yourself up to a can of worms about cutting a finger. If you're down here, you can, oops, sorry about that. Don't hold it here. Hold your block here. Have a good chopping block at your spot. Or if you don't have a block, put it on a piece of plywood or another piece of wood. So you can get at it and just make some attempts there. Use the, sorry about that. Let's try that again, get it a little more in focus for you. So the point is, you can do it safely. I'm going to take some of these and whittle them down even farther for some of the barn videos I'm going to do. I'll show you that in a minute. But if you've got a long hatchet, axe being short, hatchet being long, this is a mid-range, you hold it in the middle and use the rest of the handle for a pivot. That helps the situation. So what I'm going to be doing, I need some of this lumber for my barn video, and what we're going to do is we're going to split it a couple more times, get some little pieces, and that way the wood looks at the barn video that I'm, miniature barns Briar Horse barn I'm making will look like it's, you know, rough cut timbers instead of the store-bought. You know, and then that becomes even more difficult. But anyhow, we're going to make some planking for our barn video. And that's what this project is about. So there'll be a DVD about barns, stables, and fencing. So we're going to do some more of this. So, thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying the videos. And like us on Facebook, subscribe to us. We're trying to do our best to get some interesting footage for you. Thank you.